Hello, friends. Well, we're back Monday, and I took the weekend off because I needed to take the weekend off. So today we're going to talk about silver and gold, precious metals. Maybe if it's interesting, we can do a silver and then a gold separately later on. But right now we're just doing precious metals, and we're doing both of them today. And I thought that was a good day to do because it's tax day today, the 15th. Okie dokie. So what's our oracle card going to tell us today about silver and gold? Inhale, exhale. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Well, that could mean so much. It could mean that regular breathing just goes up a little, just goes down a little, just goes up a little, just goes down a little. That's pretty much what the what silver and gold index looks like. Goes up a couple dollars, goes down a couple dollars, goes up a couple dollars. It is a store of value, but just not much value, and it doesn't appreciate. But I guess it's really stable. So the other thing, John Wick uses lots of gold coins. Everybody does. So I don't know if that's an indication of something. Okay, so Shaman, what are you telling us? Gold and silver. Duality. Gold and silver. Duality. I guess maybe they do mean other things. Look at that. Just when I was talking about John Wick, the card duality comes up. Sometimes things aren't a coincidence, huh? So yeah, I have a little bit of silver that I acquired from my father. He used to give us a silver piece every time we met for a family gathering. That was his store of wealth, I guess. I don't know. He was trying to show us his generosity and how he cared about what happened to our future. I never spent mine. I always held on to them. Anyway. So what's the moon going to tell us about silver and gold? Yeah, Bro Live's Christmas song about silver and gold. Remember that one? Okay, little snowman singing. Okay, silver and gold, please. You are good enough. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Full moon in Virgo. Whoops, there it is. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. It's time to really be honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far, and drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer the question, have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between the cosmic and the mundane in your life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for someone else. The full moon in Virgo is a time to declutter your life, your home, and your office. It's time to sort what's good in your life from what's not serving you. It's also the time to clear out your energies via salt baths and meditations, and to practice getting more grounded by walking barefoot. No matter when you draw this card, it's a reminder that any time is a good time to start living a healthier life. Well, that's interesting. There was a lot said in there. So we'll see how that fits in with the reading. Cleansing, purifying, getting getting rid of unnecessary stuff. I guess gold's good enough. It's not the best, but it's good enough. Store some value. Better than fiat. Clearly better than fiat. I don't know. Long time ago, I had the thought that gold and silver are going to be where the people that just can't make that jump, but honestly, you know, would like to, but they just can't do it because they're, I don't know, too fixed in their ideas. And they put it in gold and silver. But then later on, that's going to be able to be traded for Bitcoin. Like you can go to a place and they'll give you Bitcoin for gold and silver. So you don't have to hold that physical asset anymore. I mean, you can go to places now and get fiat. So why not get Bitcoin? They just have to establish a place that'll give you. Maybe Michael Saylor will start doing that. I don't know. Anyway, how's gold and silver showing up for our read? King of Wands. Very magnetic, attractive. Oh boy, it's pretty. I like that stuff. It also commands a lot of attention because that's what the world standard was for a long time. So kind of sitting pretty. Can be mischievous. King of Wands. A lot of energy though. Passion. Motivation, I guess, too. I don't know. It's flashy. I guess that's what I want to say. It's flashy. So, the King of Wands. What's crossing gold and silver right now? Oh, it's a strategy. Sneaky, underhanded dealings. Taking those swords and running away. It's a strategy. So, Seven of Swords. I guess it's being manipulated. I think that's what that's telling us is gold and silver is definitely being manipulated. They're always shorting it and doing all kinds of things. Manipulations. Okay, so where are we coming from? Okay. So many decisions, so many choices. I guess there could be so many things to do. It just, it was the store of wealth supposedly for the world, and sterling silver, I know in the Bitcoin standards, sterling silver had a reputation for being good solid wealth. So if you had something in sterling, they knew you were the quintessence of rock solid. So a lot of choices, a lot of places to be. It was pervasive in the environment. Okay. I mean, every country was using gold. Everyone recognized that. Everyone recognizes precious metals, silver pieces on the eyes, that kind of thing. It's been around for a long time. Pirate coins, all kinds of stuff. Okay, anyway, let's see. So our best case scenario, what are we hoping for here for silver and gold? The King of Cups. Emotionally happy, stable, a good king. They understand their subjects and they are there for them. Dependable. I guess that's the word I want, dependable. Okay, let's see. Where are we going to? Agreements. Love affairs. Coming together. Yeah, I think gold and silver and Bitcoin may work out an agreement. Like I said, it may be that they'll have places where you can go and unload your gold and silver and they'll give you Bitcoin. And it'll be very valuable. And it'll probably change, you know, because the price of Bitcoin right now is changing, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be a standard thing. I don't know. That's interesting. But they're coming to agreements. They went from 7 cups to 2. That's a much more stable situation. And the tools they have? Well, right now, yes, they're carrying a heavy burden because they went from a gold dollar to a petrodollar, and now, whereas gold and silver, they're like 2 generations removed. Sterling hasn't been around in a long time, and it hasn't been, you know, a standard used in a long time. It's even out of the vernacular. So they're naming children sterling. So, that's interesting. So are they gonna keep holding that burden, or I guess they're just gonna carry that burden because that's what it's been. That's the tools that it has. That's its history. It carries all the wands. All right. Well, how does gold and silver see themselves in terms of the situation? The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So slow and steady on a dark horse. Looking at that pentacle. Keeping it real with the money. They still think they're the money. Interesting. Showing up as a knight, too. That's interesting. Let's see. Environment. Do we find ourselves in? Ace of Cups. Happy. So I guess gold and silver are happy. They like where they are. They bring joy to people that have them. They feel rich and worthy and better than others, I guess. Maybe more secure. I don't know. People with gold and that kind of money, a lot of times I think they do feel better than other people. But they're happy, exuberant, and overflowing of emotion. I guess that's like sitting in a room full of gold. You just feel like, wow, 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 look at me, how great this is. That's the way I think most humans would respond, especially in this society, knowing that it's supposed to be this thing of value. So we look at it, oh boy, you can't sit in a room full of Bitcoin. You'd be by yourself with a little nothing. You wouldn't even have a little slip of paper because you would have memorized you'd just be sitting there. I guess that's a big difference between gold and silver, just the physicality of it. Anyway, hopes and fears. Hopes and fears, please. Page of Cups. I guess they're hoping for a happy surprise that'll go up, but they might get a different kind of surprise. They're also fearing that a surprise of, here we had put all our wealth into this, and other people are getting a lot wealthier than we are with currency we don't have, and we're stuck sitting here on our rocks. Yeah, that could be what they fear. I still think they think $600 an ounce silver. I want to say these people are still saying that. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. And what will come? 10 of Swords. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's kind of a death. Let's just read the official definition since it's our last card. The conclusion of a thought cycle and the ending which has finally arrived. Misery, mutilation, bleakness, not always card of a violent death, but misery, bleakness, the conclusion of a thought cycle. So maybe people will finally figure it out that gold and silver isn't a store of wealth. Not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe it was at one time, but it isn't anymore. Well, that was an interesting read. I think it just confirms that we should be dealing in Bitcoin. We should be saving Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the answer. Bitcoin is the new system. Bitcoin is everything. It's the stock market, it's the fiat, it's everything, all in one. Bitcoin is everything. Buckminster Fuller said that don't try to stop people from doing something. Create something better and they'll just naturally gravitate over. And that's what they're trying to do with Bitcoin. That's what's happening with Bitcoin. I really think those classes, though, in a high school or in a library for adults, I think that's the way to go. I think somebody should really start doing that. Anyway, let's see what our Lenormand says. What's our Lenormand puzzle today? A woman. The moon. The moon is the woman. And gossip. The woman, the moon, and gossip. Maybe they should be doing, women should be talking about Bitcoin monthly at the library. Women, maybe women should be out there doing it. Yeah, they're more receptive. They're more likely to work with people who need help, and they're less frightening. Oh, if she can do it, I can figure this out. That kind of thing. The moon, dreams, intuition, illusions, romance. Romance, dreams, illusions, the woman. Feminine, an important female, the person getting the reading, gold and silver, is getting the reading. And what's this? Gossip and communication, social media, meetings. So I think that's it. I think I'm calling out to all the women in Bitcoin. Maybe the wives of the Bitcoiners, maybe the girlfriends of the Bitcoiners. There should be a movement to start talking in public libraries, VFWs, anywhere you can get an audience, high schools, and teach a one-day course on the Bitcoin standard. And, required is read the book before you walk in the door and go through the classes and show them how to, set up a wallet at the end. And that would be what you need to do. We need to just do that on a big, massive campaign. I think that's what's going on here. But I think it has to be led by women. It seems like the cards are saying it needs to be led by women. Which I'll say again, that whole situation with Odell and it coming up that Odell may be secretly the identity of a woman using a man's picture and all that stuff. But essentially it's the same job, being nice to new people. Oh, I don't know why I cleaned that up. And that kind of thing. Being open and receptive. Not that men can't do that. I'm just saying. It seems like it suggested that. Okay, here I am in another world again. Gold and silver. What kind of animal is going to show up for gold and silver? The nightingale, calling out in the dark. I'll put it here. The nightingale, calling out at night. Beautiful melody under the moon. Nightingale. Here we are in the air again, or on the air again. On the internet, in the air. Fire, air, nightingale. Every day I pull a card for myself, and I haven't pulled one yet today. Nightingale, fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeably among the flashy plumage of the other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. Sings, speaks frequently with, speaks freely with kindness. Speaks freely with kindness. Yeah, I don't know. That's the message I'm getting here. The reading today is telling us that we need women out in the world teaching the Bitcoin Standard to people, taking the book and going through book clubs or going through whatever, and reading the Bitcoin Standard and bringing it forth in an understandable format, because otherwise people aren't going to read it. Maybe make a required reading, maybe not. But that's what gold and silver is telling us. It's a store of value, but more people need to know, and they need to know in places like public libraries. I know my public library is scary. I tell them that frequently, verbally, and in internet information. Anyway, okay, so there's our reading today about silver and gold. I'm gonna see you again tomorrow. But there's a lot to think about here. The duality of two systems, a fiat system and a Bitcoin system. Breathe in and out. Continue to inhale and exhale. This is a long road we're on, and we need to just do every little bit whenever we can. So that's very interesting. I would like to see if someone is listening out there and is going to start doing that, or at least pass along the word. Okay, anyway, thanks for your time today. Like, share, and subscribe if you can, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.